Iran thought it had seen everything. Missiles, drones, airstrikes. But nothing could have prepared them for this. A silent monster hiding deep beneath the waves just made its move, and it sent shockwaves through Tehran. This isn't just a submarine, it's Israel's most dangerous weapon, brand new, never seen in action before. And what can it do? It's insane. No roaring engines, no sirens, just silence until it's too late. Iran's top generals are scrambling behind closed doors, and for good reason. Israel just showed the world that it doesn't need airspace, allies, or permission. With this submarine, it can strike anywhere, anytime, with brutal force. This thing isn't just a weapon, it's a message. We're watching, we're ready, and we don't miss. If you think this is just military tech talk, think again. This submarine could change the entire power balance in the Middle East. And trust me, after today, Iran will never sleep the same way again. Let's dive in. But why now? Why are these submarines suddenly so important? To understand this, we need to look at what's going on in the region. Right now, things are getting tense, especially when it comes to Saudi Arabia. For years, Iran and Israel have been circling each other, each waiting for the other to make a move. But recently, it's no longer just waiting. Missiles have been flying, warnings have been thrown out, and the war of words is quickly turning into something much more real. Iran has started threatening other countries for working with Israel. Even something as simple as letting Israeli planes fly through their airspace is now being treated like a declaration of war. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar don't want to get involved, but they're stuck in the middle. If they let Israeli missiles pass through, they risk being hit by Iran. And because of that, they've all basically said no thanks. That puts Israel in a tough spot. How do you strike back at Iran if no one will let your jets pass? How do you fight back without starting a regional firestorm? Well, Israel has a plan for that. A quiet, deadly plan. And it starts deep in international waters, where no one controls the seas and Israeli submarines roam free. These submarines aren't just your regular military vessels. They're terrifying, even to experienced generals. And when you learn what they can do, you'll see why Iran's leaders are so nervous. Let's talk about Israel's Dolphin class and Dolphin II class submarines. From the outside, they don't look like much. The original Dolphin class is about 190 feet long, while the newer Dolphin II class stretches to 225 feet. They have small crews, just 30 to 35 people. Compare that to a US fast attack submarine, which has over 130 people on board. But small doesn't mean weak. Their size is a strength. These submarines are built using German engineering and run on diesel-electric engines. That means they're fast, up to 25 knots or about 30 miles per hour, and even more important, they're quiet. Almost invisible under the sea. And thanks to air-independent propulsion systems, they can stay underwater for 2 whole weeks without coming up for air. That's perfect for slipping into dangerous waters like the Persian Gulf without anyone noticing. And they don't just slip in, they wait, hidden in the deep like underwater snipers, ready to launch the kind of attack that leaves no warning, no trace, and no second chances. But what makes these subs terrifying isn't just how sneaky they are, it's what they carry. Each submarine has 10 torpedo tubes that can launch guided torpedoes, sea mines, and anti-ship missiles like the Harpoon. But the real monster on board? The Popeye Turbo Missile. It's long-range, deadly accurate, and believed to be nuclear capable. These missiles can carry a nuclear warhead with a blast strength of 200 kilotons. To put that into perspective, that's more than 10 times the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Each of Israel's 5 submarines can launch 16 of these at once. That's a total of 80 nuclear warheads. Let that sink in. One missile creates a fireball a mile wide. Anything within 3 miles? Gone. Radiation effect can reach nearly 100 miles out. This isn't just about destruction. This is about insurance. If Israel were ever hit by a devastating attack, say a nuclear strike, these submarines guarantee that Israel can hit back. It's called second strike capability, and it means any country that dares to attack Israel knows they'll be destroyed too. That's why these submarines are called a deterrent. They're not just weapons, they're a warning. You might get the first punch in, but Israel will land the last. Now imagine trying to sleep at night as an Iranian general, knowing those submarines are out there, somewhere in the deep, and you have no idea where. But it doesn't stop there. These submarines aren't just there to respond, they can also strike first, if needed. That means hitting high-value targets inside Iran. So what would Israel go after if the conflict got worse? The most likely target would be Iran's nuclear program. Places like Natanz, Esfahan, and Fordo. These facilities are crucial to Iran's dreams of building nuclear weapons. Some are buried deep underground, but not all. With enough firepower, and 80 nuclear-capable missiles surely count, Israel could destroy these sites. That would set Iran's nuclear program back by years, maybe even stop it for good. And that's exactly what Israel wants. A future where Iran never has a nuclear bomb. Another target? Iran's economy, specifically their oil. Iran's economy depends heavily on oil exports, and its infrastructure is packed tightly along the Persian Gulf. Oil fields, refineries, terminals, it's like a buffet of targets. Karg Island, for example, is Iran's main oil export terminal. Then there's the Abadan refinery and the Marshar terminal. Hit those, and Iran's ability to make money disappears overnight. The country is already struggling under sanctions. Add in a few well-placed strikes, and the economy could collapse completely. That could lead to even more unrest, protests, riots, maybe even revolution. It wouldn't just be a military victory, it would shake Iran from the inside out. And then there are Iran's missile bases. These are the same bases launching attacks at Israel and its allies. Places like the Imam Ali missile base in Khurramabad. If Israel could knock those out, it would cripple Iran's ability to fight back. At the very least, they could target the air defense system protecting those missile sites, opening the door for future Israeli strikes. So, as you can see, Israel's submarines aren't just a weapon, they're a strategy, a moving thread, a shadow hanging over Iran that never disappears. Iran has no idea where they are, so they're forced to keep troops and resources on standby all the time. That slows them down, stretches them thin, and makes every decision harder. And this was all before the new submarine joined the fleet. Meet the INS Drakon or Dragon. This is Israel's latest and most advanced sub, and it brings something completely new to the table. The Drakon is believed to have a vertical launch system, something no other Israeli sub has. This means it can fire missiles straight up from underwater, just like American and Russian subs. And not just regular missiles. Bigger, more powerful nuclear missiles, the kind that can wipe out cities. But it doesn't stop there. The Drakon's sail, the tower on top, has been enlarged. Experts think this means it can carry even more weapons or even special forces. That means the Drakon can sneak Mossad agents into enemy territory, set underwater mines, and launch massive nuclear strikes all at the same time. It's the ultimate multi-tool. A stealth bomber, a spy ship, and a nuclear beast all rolled into one. And because it's underwater, no one can see it coming. This one sub raises the stakes even higher. Iran already had to worry about 5 submarines. Now there's a 6th, and it's even more powerful. It can hide, it can hit, and it never needs permission to use airspace. You can't block it, you can't track it, and once it's in range, you can't stop it. Israel doesn't want all-out war, but if it comes to that, they've made sure they're ready. Their submarines are more than just submarines. They're silent assassins, peacekeepers, and, if needed, executioners. They keep the balance in the region, not through words, but through the quiet threat of massive retaliation. If you found this as mind-blowing as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories and deep dives into the world's most intense military tech. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.